After a long 18-year wait, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is finally releasing this Thursday, December 4th for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. Reviews for the game are here, sitting at both an 82 critic average and critics recommend score on OpenCritic at the time of this recording. We've also compiled what people are saying all about Metroid Prime 4, which we'll get to very soon, but let's start with a quick summary of what kind of game Metroid Prime 4 exactly is. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is a first-person 3D action-adventure set in the spin-off Prime series of the mainline Metroid games, of course part of Nintendo's long-running franchise. You play as Samus Aran as she attempts to escape from planet Vuros, and during your travels you encounter aggressive planet wildlife, and uncover the history, culture, and technologies of an ancient civilization. Vuros has multiple, beautiful explorable regions, each with diverse climates, all connected through a traversable desert. In typical Metroid style, you start off with both limited abilities and explorable regions in the world, then as you acquire more abilities, the world gradually opens up for exploration. Prime series recurring character Sylux finally assumes the role of main villain after years of build-up, bringing alongside him an army of pirates and Metroids. Discover the secrets of Vuros, find allies scattered across the planet, and defeat Sylux. Alright, so what's everyone saying about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond? Starting off, Logan Plant with IGN gives it an 8 out of 10, praising the game for maintaining its iconic Prime series DNA, yet throwing some criticism at outdated and sometimes overbearing elements, stating, "It doesn't take psychic powers to see the ideal vision Metroid Prime 4 Beyond was aiming for. It tries to mix the excellent Prime formula with a character-focused story and a large hub world to explore. It doesn't quite reach that ambitious goal, with an outdated open desert area that mostly feels like padding and a cast of characters that provide both a handful of memorable moments and too much chatter at times." Next on the lower end, we have Alex Donaldson with Eurogamer giving it 3 out of 5 stars. He praises the game's atmosphere, its drivable vehicle named Viola, and familiar Metroid Prime style, though has quite a few criticisms on Samus's interactions with the Galactic Federation allies, abilities and powers feeling fine yet being nothing groundbreaking, and somewhat disappointing ending. Summing everything up, he says, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is enjoyable enough and has glimpses of vintage Metroid shining through, but this game could and should have been much more. Next, there's Jade King of The Gamer rating Prime 4 at 4 out of 5 stars. She writes how she's fond of the risk of including more narrative-driven characters, and like many others, is fond of the signature Metroid Prime series tone, gameplay, and aesthetic that it recaptured, while believing it teases a new Prime trilogy with its cliffhanger ending that some may find frustrating. Jade states further, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is the game I wanted it to be, but I can't say the same for everyone else. It's a series that has been on hiatus for so long that fans have likely built up impossible expectations inside their heads that are never going to be met, or an ignorant form this new game needs to take at all costs. For me, it lands somewhere in the middle and manages to be a worthwhile return for Samus Aran that, with any luck, teases an exciting future. Following this is Oscar Taylor Kent of Games Radar giving Prime 4 3.5 out of 5 stars, once again praising the game's jaw-dropping atmosphere and level design, yet criticizing the game via Samus's new psychic powers as feeling clunky, a bloated, empty overworld, and more annoying backtracking than usual, stating, "At its best moments, it feels like no time has passed at all, as I'm awed by the melancholy and mysterious vibes of this exploration-focused FPS. But at many other moments, it's bogged down by odd new features that detract from what's almost one of Samus's best. Being so close to greatness can sometimes be the bitterest feeling of all." Steve Watts of GameSpot rates Prime 4 an 8 out of 10, echoing much of Games Radar's sentiments on Prime 4, while also praising the boss battles yet critiquing the rather broad character archetypes of the Federation characters. He writes further, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is uneven and messy in some respects, but at its best, it meets or exceeds the best moments the series has to offer. Now on the higher end of reviews, Ollie Reynolds of Nintendo Life rates Prime 4 a 9 out of 10 stars, with only a couple of small criticisms towards certain features being locked behind amiibo as frustrating, and getting a little annoyed during Sol Valley traversal by one of the Federation troops. He concludes with, "After 18 years of waiting, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond manages to replicate that magical sense of discovery from the GameCube original while pushing the series in some incredible new directions. Combine this with the stunning art direction, ferocious new boss characters, and a surprisingly endearing squad of Federation troopers, and Beyond is quite possibly the boldest, most well-realized Metroid game to date. Make no mistake, the long wait has been more than worth it. Welcome back, Samus." Overall, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is receiving consistent high praise with equally consistent criticisms. Many believe the game to be a worthwhile addition to the Prime series, worth the 18-year wait. Expectations were high due to the long wait and high-quality standards set by previous entries, with many believing it exceeds those expectations in some avenues, yet unfortunately falls short in others. Despite these differences, many reviewers consider it a worthwhile experience for lovers of the Prime series, in particular due to it maintaining the iconic Metroid Prime DNA. And that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Will you be playing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond? Feel free to let us know in the comments, and also for more things Metroid, make sure to head over to GameRant.com. This has been Bilal, and we'll see you with more Metroid content very soon.